Dear students, today we are discussing about integration by parts. What for this integration by parts? See, when the integrand is product of two functions, and by using any algebraic method, if you cannot transform the product into sum, algebraic sum, in such instance, you have to face the product directly. So when you are to face the product directly, that what I mean to say, when the integrand is a product function completely, which cannot be reducible into a sum function, in such case, how to evaluate the integral of the product function? So for this question, the answer is integration by parts. So here, what we do is, I will give you a formula. You please observe that formula. But I am suggesting seriously one point, that if there is a if any small possibility is there to reduce the product function into some function, you please utilize that possibility and express the product into sum and go for evaluation of integral. But because this method is very simpler, but there are some instances where you cannot reduce the product into sum, then inevitably you have to use integration by parts. So here I am writing the statement, by parts statement. Integral f of x into g of x dx, where f of x is first function, g of x is second function. If you interchange, g of x is first function, f of x is second function. But here it is f of x is first function, g of x is second function. So this is equal to f of x into, means first function, into integral second function dx, first function into integral second function dx, minus integral d by dx of first function, which is f dash x, integral second function dx, the whole dx. So this is integration by parts formula. You can verbally read it like first function into integral second function minus integral derivative of first function integral second function dx whole dx. So sometimes what will happen, if you randomly choose first and second functions, the problem will go in a never-ending process. So that is why we have a rule. You have to follow that rule. Doesn't mean if you don't follow, the problem will go wrong, but sometimes the problem may go in a never-ending process. At that time, if you realize already you have consumed some time, so that is why I am suggesting this. So what is that rule is Eilert rule. What is Eilert rule is, see, in the word Eilert, in what order this I, L, A, T, E are appearing the same order, in the same order you have to choose the first and second functions whenever you are applying by parts. So here I means inverse trigonometric function. L means logarithmic function. A means algebraic function. T means trigonometric function. And E means exponential function. So you have to follow this order. For example, say for a moment, you have to evaluate sin x into x square dx for a moment, say. So this is trigonometric and this is algebraic. So you please go for the order. Trigonometric is coming after algebraic. So algebraic should be first function, trigonometric should be second function. So here when you are evaluating this using by parts, so what you have to do is you have to take x square as first function because it is algebraic and sin x as second function. And you have to apply that by parts formula and you have to evaluate the integral. So the same problem we will evaluate and show. Okay, now you see. So evaluate integral sin x into x square dx. See, first and foremost, see, this is the product of two functions. And this product cannot be reducible into some algebraic sum of some algebraic functions. So here you have to use only by parts. Already I told in Eilert rule, okay, algebraic will come first and trigonometric will come second. So take this as first function and this as second function. So solution. So I have rearranged the order x square into sin x dx. Say this is first function and this is second function. For the sake of convenience, I am taking like that. Anyhow, they are written in order. So even if you don't write also, no problem. Already you have taken in order. So you please apply by parts. So applying by parts, first function is x square. First function into integral second function. So integral sin x dx minus integral d by dx of first function. So x square is first function, so its derivative is 2x. D by dx of first function, integral second function. So integral sin x dx. So the whole dx. So this is equal to x square into, as you know, integral sin x is minus cos x. So x square into minus cos x, that minus I am taking in front side, minus this 2 constant can be taken out. Integral x into integral sin x is minus cos x, that minus, this minus multiplied, you get plus. So cos x dx. So did you understand? So next is equal to minus x square into cos x plus 2 into. So here you see again x into cos x, again you have to go for by parts formula, because here still there is product. So now again applying by parts formula, same, following the same order, algebraic, trigonometric, first function, second function. So applying by parts, first function into integral second function dx minus integral d by dx of first function, d by dx of x1 into integral second function dx, the whole dx. The whole bracket you can close. So this is equal to minus x square into cos x plus 2 into x into integral cos x is sin x minus integral 1 into integral cos x is sin x dx. So we are going for the last step. This is equal to minus x square cos x plus 2 into x sin x. Integral sin x is minus cos x, minus into minus plus, this 2 into cos x plus c. So this is the final answer. Did you understand? Now integration of logarithmic function. So integration of logarithmic function. So in the integration of logarithmic function, we evaluate the integral of log x dx. How do we evaluate? Using by parts formula. So please observe this. Integral log x dx, which is equal to, this is evaluate. So integral log x dx is equal to integral log x into 1 dx. Into 1, if you take into 1, there is no any wrong. So this is logarithmic function and this is algebraic function. Now let us see highlight order. So logarithmic should be first, algebraic should be second. So this is logarithmic, this is algebraic. This in the same order you are seeing functions. So you need not to disturb that order. You can continue now. So if you continue using by parts, applying by parts, first function integral second function dx minus integral d by dx of first function log x derivative 1 by x into integral second function whole dx. I applied by parts formula. So this is equal to integral dx is x, so x into log x minus integral 1 by x into integral dx is x dx. So now what happens? This x and x gets cancelled. So x log x minus this x and x gets cancelled, integral dx. So x log x, integral dx is x. So integral log x dx from now onwards you can remember as x into log x minus x. Or else if you want to simplify further, you can take x common, x into log x minus 1. This is equal to x into log x minus 1 is log e. Log e is 1, no? Log m minus log n, log of m by n. So this is equal to x into log of x by e plus c. So you can remember integral log x dx as x log x minus x, or in a simplest manner x into log of x by e plus c. Your wish, whichever you want to remember, you can remember. Now we are going for integration of inverse trigonometric functions. So integration of inverse trigonometric functions. So in the integration of inverse trigonometric functions, first we are going to evaluate integral sine inverse x. So evaluate integral sine inverse x dx. So as it is, integral sine inverse x dx can be taken as, for the sake of convenience, integral sine inverse x into 1 dx. So if you go for Euler order, inverse trigonometric is first, algebraic is next. So need not to change any order. So you can continue with the same order. Now apply integration by parts. So applying by parts, first function integral second function dx minus integral d by dx of first function. What is d by dx of sine inverse x? 1 by root over 1 minus x square. Do you remember? D by dx of sine inverse x, 1 by root over 1 minus x square. So 1 by root over 1 minus x square. So d by derivative of first function, integral second function dx, the whole dx. So this is equal to sine inverse x, integral 1 dx is x, that x I am taking in the front side, minus integral 1 dx is x, so x by root over 1 minus x square dx. Right? So now this is equal to x into sine inverse x now you take minus inside and you have put plus here. I'll explain why I am doing like this. And take minus x by root over 1 minus x square. So why I made these changes, why I took plus here, minus here is, I'll explain. I would like to see the derivative of this internal function which is under the square root sign. under the square root sign, which function you are seeing, that derivative I would like to see here. So the derivative of 1 minus x square is minus 2x, but you are getting minus x. So still you are supposed to do something. So you have to see here minus 2x. So in order to get minus 2x, what I am going to do is I am dividing by 2 and multiplying by 2 in the next step. So x into sine inverse x plus 1 by 2 into divided by 2 multiplying by 2 by root over 1 minus x square dx. Now this minus 2x dx is nothing but d of 1 minus x square. So 1 by root over 1 minus x square minus 2x dx can be written as d of 1 minus x square. D of 1 minus x square is nothing but minus 2x dx only. So now this can be as easily compared with integral 1 by root x dx. Same, you see, 1 by root x dx as it is. 1 by root x dx, integral 1 by root x dx is 2 root x. So x into sine inverse x plus 1 by 2 into integral 1 by root x dx, which is equal to 2 root x. So which is 2 root 1 minus x square. Now this 2 and 2 get cancelled. X into sine inverse x plus this 2 and 2 gets cancelled, root over 1 minus x square plus c. So this is the integral of sine inverse x dx. So dear students, just now we have evaluated integral sine inverse x dx is equal x into sine inverse x plus under root 1 minus x square plus c. Now we are interested to evaluate integral cos inverse x dx. And I know you all are knowing a popular principle in inverse trigonometric functions, that is sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal pi by 2. This is a popular identity in inverse trigonometric functions. So sine inverse x plus cos inverse x, started the solution using the inverse trigonometric functions identity. Sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2. So this implies cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2 minus sine inverse x. Okay. Now on integrating both sides, so integral cos inverse x dx equal to integral pi by 2 minus sine inverse x dx. So now you can simplify the right side, integral pi by 2 dx minus integral sine inverse x dx. Right? I separated the integrals because you can do that because it is an algebraic sum. So I use sum rule for integration. So this is pi by 2 comes out, integral 1 dx minus integral sine inverse x dx. See, just now we have evaluated, now we can directly take that result here, x into sine inverse x plus root over 1 minus x square plus c. So now pi by 2 into integral dx is x minus x into sine inverse x minus into plus minus root over 1 minus x square plus c. So this is the integral cos inverse x dx. Understood? So if you want to further simplify, so you can take x common, then you will have pi by 2 minus sine inverse x. I took x common from these two terms, so x into pi by 2 minus sine inverse x minus root over 1 minus x square plus c. So now pi by 2 minus sine inverse x would be cos inverse x. Just now I told the identity, sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal pi by 2. So pi by 2 minus sine inverse x would be cos inverse x by transposition. So x into cos inverse x minus root over 1 minus x square plus c. So this is a convenient manner to express integral cos inverse x dx. Instead of stopping here, you can take this as a formula. So now next we are going to evaluate integral tan inverse x dx. So evaluate integral tan inverse x dx. Solution. Integral tan inverse x dx is equal integral tan inverse x into 1 dx. This is inverse trigonometric function and the 1 is algebraic function. So you are seeing in order, you can apply integration by parts. Applying integration by parts, first function integral second function minus integral d by dx of first function means d by dx of tan inverse x. D by dx of tan inverse x is 1 by 1 plus x square. D by dx of first function integral second function dx the whole dx by parts formula. So we have used several times so far, so there is no confusion in this. This equal to integral 1 dx is x, so you take that x front side, x into tan inverse x minus integral 1 by 1 plus x square. Integral dx is x, so you can take x, so dx, integral dx is x, so x by 1 plus x square dx. So now, which is equal to x into tan inverse x minus, now multiply and divide by 2, so you get this. I multiplied and divided by 2. Now here the numerator is the differential coefficient of the denominator as it is. So yesterday we have learned that formula, integral f dash x by f of x dx is equal to log mod f of x. So this is equal to x into tan inverse x minus 1 by 2 into this is log mod 1 plus x square dx plus c. So this ends the evaluation. Understood? Now let us go for integral cot inverse x dx. Evaluate integral cot inverse x dx. So in inverse trigonometric function we have a rule that tan inverse x plus cot inverse x equal to pi by 2. This is an identity which we have proved in inverse trigonometric functions chapter. Now from this you get cot inverse x is equal pi by 2 minus tan inverse x. Now applying integrals on both sides, integral cot inverse x dx is equal integral pi by 2 minus tan inverse x dx. Okay, now separating the integrals, integral pi by 2 dx minus integral tan inverse x dx, which is equal to, this is pi by 2, integral dx is x minus bracket integral tan inverse x dx, just now we have evaluated as x into tan inverse x minus 1 by 2 into log mod 1 plus x square. Just now we have evaluated this plus c. Now you please open the bracket, this is pi x by 2 minus x into tan inverse x minus into minus plus 1 by 2 into log mod 1 plus x square plus c. And if you take x common, here, so x into pi by 2 minus tan inverse x, so this place is not sufficient, so I'll rub on the top. So if you take x common, then you will have pi by 2 minus tan inverse x bracket close plus 1 by 2 into log mod 1 plus x square plus c. And pi by 2 minus tan inverse x is cot inverse x. So x into cot inverse x plus 1 by 2 into log of 1 plus x square plus c. This is integral cot inverse x dx. Did you understand? So dear students, similarly we can evaluate that integral secant inverse x dx is equal x into secant inverse x log of x plus root of x square minus 1 plus c. Integral cosecant inverse x dx is equal x into cosecant inverse x plus log of x plus root over x square minus 1 plus c. So please observe these differences and note down this formulae so that the integrals of inverse trigonometric functions all will be at one place. Right. Next, we are going to discuss about a small theorem which is most important, the result which we use frequently. That theorem will prove also. See that statement, theorem. Integral e power x into f of x plus f dash x dx is equal to e power x into f of x plus c. So when there is product between e power x and sum of two functions in which one function is the derivative of the another function. So if you are seeing this order, so that integral will be e power x into f of x plus c. We will prove this theorem now. After proving, we will use this result as a formula in solving the future problems. So now proof. Integral e power x into f of x plus f dash x dx is equal to. Now see how I am going to prove. You take the product, so which is equal e power x into f of x plus e power x into f dash x dx. So I took the product. Now use sum rule and split the integrals. So you get integral e power x into f of x dx plus integral e power x into f dash x dx. Now for some time keep this as it is. So e power x into f of x dx. Now here apply integration by parts. So this is first function and integral second function. The integral and derivative both are operating on a function. Then it will be simply f of x. So when both integral and derivative are operating on a single function at a time, that it results at that function itself. So first function integral, second function integral f dash x, it is nothing but f of x. First function integral, second function minus integral d by dx of first function, d by dx of e power x is e power x, integral second function, so it is again f of x dx. Then what will happen? This e power x f of x dx integral, that same, so this both gets cancelled. So now you are left with e power x into f of x plus c. Did you understand? Good. Now we are going to discuss some problems. So now we are solving some problems. As first and foremost problem, I am taking integral x into secant square. So you can take it as exercise, because we are going to do some set of problems at place, so you can take it as exercise. Now in this exercise, the first question is integral x into secant square x dx. So by observing this, you can easily understand one point, that here we have to apply integration by parts. This is algebraic, this is trigonometric. So in the islet, algebraic only coming first, trigonometric only coming second. So these functions are following this order. So need not to interchange. So keep them as it is. Now solution. So integral x into secant square x dx. So now apply integration by parts. So which is equal to first function integral second function dx minus integral d by dx of first function is d by dx of x is 1, integral second function dx, the whole dx. So this is equal to x into integral secant square x dx is tan x minus integral 1 into integral secant square x is tan x dx. Now this is equal to x tan x minus integral tan x we have discussed yesterday as minus log mod cos x. So minus log mod cos x, minus into minus will become plus log mod cos x plus c. That's it. So this is integral x into secant square x dx. Now coming to another problem. Integral e power x into tan inverse x plus 1 by 1 plus x square. This is a problem purely related to that previous theorem just now which we have established. Because it is a direct result, see e power x into, here there is a function tan inverse x and this is nothing but its derivative. So tan inverse x derivative is 1 by 1 plus x square. So this is as it is in the form of integral e power x into f of x plus f dash x dx. So we have a proved theorem. We have a proved theorem, integral e power x into f of x plus f dash x dx. So which is equal to e power x into f of x. So here f of x is tan inverse x in this question. So this given integral is, this is a given integral, this given integral when compared with this theorem. So tan inverse x is playing the role of f of x. Obviously its derivative is f dash x which is 1 by 1 plus x square. So now this result as e power x into tan inverse x plus c. So you can directly use this theorem result to write the answer. Nothing to worry, but only thing along the side you mention the theorem which you are using to solve this problem. Coming to the next question. Integral log x whole square dx. So integral log x whole square dx, how this can be evaluated? Integral log x whole square dx is equal integral log x whole square into 1 dx. So take logarithmic function log x whole square as first function, algebraic function 1 as second function, because you can see that order in the eyelet abbreviation. So now using integration by parts, first function integral second function minus integral d by dx of first function log x whole square derivative 2 into log x whole to the power of 2 minus 1 1 into internal derivative 1 by x. Integral second function dx the whole dx. So I applied integration by parts. So now this is equal to log x whole square. Integral 1 dx is x, I am writing it front side, x into log x whole square. This minus the 2 is constant, can be taken out. Now log x into 1 by x, and integral dx is x. So dx. So I took 2 outside, log x into 1 by x into integral dx is x dx. So now this is equal to x into log x the whole square minus 2 into integral, this x gets cancelled, then you get log x dx, right? So this is equal to x into log x whole square minus 2 into, in the today's first class we have taken integral log x dx. Integral log x dx we have derived as x into log of x by e. So x into log of x by e plus c. So this is a required answer. So if you go to the next question, integral root x into log x dx. So root x is algebraic function, log x is a logarithmic function. Logarithmic function obviously should be first and algebraic should be next. So you please change the order and take this as integral log x into root x dx. So now go for by parts. Applying by parts, first function integral second function dx, okay, minus integral d by dx of first function, the derivative of log x is 1 by x, so integral second function dx, the whole dx. Now which is equal to log x into root x means x power half dx minus integral 1 by x into root x is x power half dx, the whole dx. So now log x into integral x power half is x power half plus 1 by half plus 1. Half plus 1 is how much? 3 by 2. So x power 3 by 2 by 3 by 2. So x power 3 by 2 means x root x. X power 3 by 2 means x root x by 3 by 2. So that will be reversed. So into 2 by 3. So integral x power half dx is 2 by 3 into x root x minus integral 1 by x into 2 by 3 into x root x dx. Now this x and x gets cancelled. So this is equal to 2 by 3 into x log x into root x minus 2 by 3 constant can be taken outside, integral root x dx. Are you following? So this is equal to 2 by 3 into x log x into root x minus 2 by 3 into, just now you have seen integral root x, 2 by 3 into x root x. So 2 by 3 into x root x plus c. So shall I rub with your permission? So now 2 by 3 into x root x is common here and here. So let us take 2 by 3 into x root x common. Then you are left with log x here. 2 by 3 x root x you took common. So you are left with minus 2 by 3 plus c. So this is the answer, right? So coming to the next question, integral e power root x dx. Evaluate integral e power root x dx, right? So now solution. Here let us go for substitution. Put root x is equal to t for sake of convenience. Differentiating on both sides with respect to x. D by dx of root x, which is 1 by 2 root x, is equal to dt by dx. So now 1 by root x dx is equal to cross multiplying, doing cross multiplying, 1 by root x into dx is equal to 2 dt. Root x is t, so 1 by t dx is equal to 2 dt. Root x is t, no? So 1 by t dx is equal to 2 dt. So then dx is equal 2t dt. So dx is equal 2t dt. Now let us take this function. So shall I rub the board? So integral e power root x dx, now which is equal to integral e power root x we have considered as t, dx you got just now 2t dt, so 2t dt. Now 2 is constant, please take outside, so e power t into t dt. Whereas e power t is exponential, t is algebraic. So algebraic should be first, the exponential should be second function. So please interchange the order. So here t into e power t dt. Now you go for integration by parts. So keep the whole brackets. Now first function integral second function dt minus integral d by dt of first function integral second function dt, the whole dt. The whole bracket is closed. So this is equal to 2 into integral e power t is e power t only, t into e power t minus integral e power t is e power t, 1 into e power t is e power t dt. So this is equal to 2 into t into e power t, integral e power t is e power t plus c. So here you can take t e power t common. So if you take e power t common, 2 into e power t into t minus 1 plus c, t minus 1 plus c. So this is equal to 2 into, if you replace the original value of t, which is root x, so 2 into e power root x into root x minus 1 plus c. So this is the integral of e power root x. Next we are going to find the integral of root x into log x. Evaluate integral root x into log x dx. Root x is algebraic function, log x is a logarithmic function. So obviously logarithmic function should be first function, algebraic function should be second function if you follow highlight order. So please change the order now. So integral log x into root x dx. Now go for by parts formula. So log x into integral root x dx, first function integral second function dx minus integral, I think this problem just now we did, sorry for the trouble, previously we did this problem, so I will go for another problem. Now the next problem is integral x square into cos x dx. So integral x square into cos x dx. So this is algebraic, this is trigonometric. So in the order only that functions are there. So you can directly start integration by parts. So integral x square into cos x dx. So using by parts. So first function integral second function dx. Today when I have introduced by parts, I have solved integral x square into sin x dx. You please do remember. So similar model problem here we are doing, but with cos x we are doing. So first function integral second function dx minus integral d by dx of first function. So d by dx of x square is 2x. So integral cos x dx. So whole dx. So this is equal to x square into integral cos x is sin x. So minus 2 is constant, can be taken out. X into integral cos x is sin x dx. So now this is equal to x square into sin x minus 2 into, now again you are supposed to go for by parts formula because still there is product now. So first function integral second function dx minus integral d by dx of first function is 1 integral sin x dx, the whole dx. Are you following? So this is equal to x square into sin x minus 2 into x into integral sin x is minus cos x. So this is minus cos x. Integral sin x is minus cos x, minus into minus plus cos x dx. So this is equal to x square into sin x minus into minus plus 2x cos x minus into plus minus 2 into integral cos x is sin x plus c. This ends the problem. So integral x square cos x dx is this. Okay, right. See students, here this minus into minus, here it will be plus, minus into minus plus 2 into x, 2x cos x, minus into plus minus 2 into integral cos x is sin x plus c. Okay, right. So dear students, today we are starting new chapter, sets, relations, functions. Here we discuss sets and relations briefly and functions deeply. So chapter name is sets, relations, functions. Without sets, there is no relation. Without relation, there is no function. So all are interrelated, at least in one way. So now, first, let us see what is set. So, set is, if you go for definition, set is a collection of well-defined objects. Okay? So, I am giving definition of set. Set is a collection of well-defined objects.